Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn biology. Today, negative feedback. And after we've done it, we're going to do ECU tendon training. And if you participate in the ECU tendon training, that is at your own risk. Now, the human body is controlling that all thing in the human body is static through homeostasis, is that called, the house system. And that works with negative feedback. And we want to focus on negative feedback now. The homeostasis control mechanism in the body work by negative feedback. This means that receptors in the body detect a change in the body. These changes are then processed in the body. When effectors bring about a response that reverses the change so that the normal level is restored. This is much like many artificial control systems such as the temperature control in a house. The receptors, like a thermostat in a room, they are detecting the change. When a processor compares the stimulus, so what is measured, with the set point which what is given, how warm should it be, and when the effectors are produced, the response to correct any difference between the new level and the set point, like a radiator being turned on. So the effectors are being done, the radiator, the heating is turned on. Okay, we wanted to say that in a little presentation. What is negative feedback? Negative feedback works by detecting of changes in the human body. And if these changes were detected by these receptors, then they are in the human body processed, if they are what they should be, and if they had given if that what is returned, if that what is then recepted or detected is a negative feedback. I try to explain it short but understandable. Is a negative feedback when something is done, so that what should the norm, so what should be, and it was measured too low, is restored. So negative feedback. The human body has receptors. With it detects what is going on, and if what is detected too low, and negative feedback is ignited, is set into work, is started, is initiated, has done. Negative feedback was executed. Negative feedback had returned, and it was processed and it was seen what measured is too low. Then effectors are brought into effect to restore a normal level. For example, is the human body with receptors measuring the glucose content in the blood, and if the glucose content in the blood is not, but what if it is too high? It's still negative feedback. Because only if it's wrong, something is done. And if it is detected that the glucose in the blood is too high, the levels of it, then the liver is releasing, the pancreas is releasing insulin, and that insulin has then, as an effector, the effect on the liver, that the liver starts to convert this excess glucose into glucosamine and stores it, and it's no longer in the blood. Let's try to do it. I'm going to start the camera. And let's try to make our personal notes to negative feedback. Negative feedback. The human body has receptors, and with these receptors it is detecting a change. And now that is negative feedback. If there was a change, then it is processed if there was a change, and now the effectors are brought out, and these effectors having then an effect on something, so that the normal level is restored. So negative feedback, it is measured when something is wrong, and if something is wrong, then this is processed. First is to say it is wrong, it is detected first that it is wrong, then processed, seen it is wrong, and then the effectors are released to restore the old level. For example, with blood sugar that is controlled through homeostasis process and the negative feedback, there are receptors looking how much blood sugar, how much glucose is in the blood, and if there comes a negative feedback, it is too high, then it is processed when, yes, it is too high, and now the pancreas is releasing insulin, and that insulin is the effector and has on the liver the effect that the liver starts to convert this excess, if it's too much glucose, into glucosamine and stores it instead of letting it in the blood. And that is according to GCSE Success Revision Guide Biology, page 6. I would have liked to say that again and again. What would it be? So, negative feedback is that the human body detects that something is wrong. And if something is wrong, then it is acted. Or the other way around, if everything is right, nothing happens. Only if something is wrong, then actions are done. I'm going to stop the second camera. I'm not going to include what I had said at the end. Now, that was negative feedback. If you were here for negative feedback or biology, you can go directly to the next part where we will continue with biology. Here we will do now the ECU tendon training. If you participate in the ECU tendon training, let us set here on the screen. Go to stand. Hands next to us and we're doing the spotlight. We bring the fists down and up. And again down and up and down. And we're having 3 rules. The first rule is that we are stopping immediately as soon as there's pain. The second rule is that we are going only as fast as we can go with a little bit of effort, last time down. And the third rule is that we're not overdoing it. We just want to strengthen, not to exhaust. And now this flashlight. Again, fists next to us. On the inside and on the outside. And that was the last time. And now I'm using a tennis racket, whatever dumbbell or tennis racket you use. A tennis racket is light, just around 300 grams. So whatever you use, do it in the corner for 3 rules. We're having the long arm out and we're bringing it to the side. Hold the upper arm, don't remove it as much as possible, just with a fist on the lower arm. Again to the outside. And in. Again out. Last time. And now, small arm in, and again to the outside. And the last time. Now with the arm. Long arm out, and to the outside. And now with the small arm, elbow in and take the lower arm. And that is the last time. Now we're doing the harvester auger. Take the racket from the top, lift it up, and bring it over. Again in, and down. And another time. And next exercise, the garbage truck's grabber arm. Again, arm up the arm, and over, but this time the palm faces upwards, upwards movement. And again over, and down. And again up, and over, down, and with the other up. On the top, pump, press downwards, and over. And down at the same time. And now the palm faces upwards, and up, over, back in, down, and the last time. And down. And for closing exercise, we're going to use the towel, t-shirt, sock, just press with good force onto it. Now with the other arm. And that was the ECU 10 training. I thank you very much, and until the next time.